Hey, welcome Broken World Entertainment. And this is going to be a look at the new Toho's Godzilla Minus One. I originally had the trailer with its sound and everything in this video, but every version of it I put in kept getting blocked. So we're going to have to just have it playing in the as we speak about this video or movie, with it playing in the background, which is unfortunate because I wanted you to be able to watch the trailer, but I suppose you'll have to go and watch it if you want to hear the sound, even though you have the subtitles in it. So this Godzilla is the first Godzilla from Toho since 2016's Shin Godzilla. This has nothing to do with the legendary studios Godzilla, which has the Monarch series coming out on Apple TV, which apparently is coming out this year. I thought it was going to come out next year. It's coming out this year, the end of this year. And of course it has Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, coming out next year. This one comes from the visual effects artists who made Shin Godzilla. So Takasaki Yamazaki will take the helm of this new movie. And he says this: post-war Japan has lost everything. The film depicts an existence that gives unprecedented despair. The title Godzilla Minus One was created with this in mind. In order to depict this, the staff and I have worked together to create a setting where Godzilla looks as if fear itself is walking towards us, and where despair is piled on top of despair. I think this is the culmination of all the films I have made to date, and one that deserves to be experienced rather than watched in the theater. I hope you will experience the most terrifying Godzilla in the best possible environment. Problem with that is I don't think this is going to get a Western cinema release. Shin Godzilla didn't. That just went straight to Netflix. This very possibly will do the same thing. So the synopsis for the movie reads: set in post-war Japan, Godzilla Minus One will once again show us a Godzilla that is terrifying and overwhelming. The synopsis reads: set in post-war Japan, Godzilla Minus One will once again show us a Godzilla that is a terrifying and overwhelming force. The concept is that Japan, which had already been devastated by the war, faces a new threat with Godzilla, bringing the country into the minus. So it's definitely a newer take. It's back to Godzilla being sort of the villain. I'm not sure whether he was the villain or whether he was on the human side in Shin Godzilla. I haven't watched Shin Godzilla. I keep meaning to, I just haven't got around to doing it yet. So I'm not sure if he was in that. But Godzilla was always our protector, our defender. He was always on the side of the humans, fighting other titans. Every now and again there was versions where he was the villain. And I'm not talking about the likes of the 98 movie with Matthew Broderick and whatnot. The actual Japanese ones, every now and again he was a villain. But they never really worked. People didn't really take to them. They much prefer them being on our side. But this definitely has an interesting look and vibe to it. The fact, now there's a bit of contradiction as well, that some reports are saying that it's set in the 50s and some are saying it's set before the 50s, like literally right after the war. We're not 100% sure exactly which time frame, but it's somewhere at the end of the 40s, beginning of the 50s anyway, by the looks of it. And it looks like Godzilla's just pissed off, really, that war has happened, or that they tried to nuke him, or whatever the case may be. But he's an interesting looking version of Godzilla. I believe he's bigger in this one. This is, I believe, the same design from the Shin Godzilla. Maybe a tad bit different, but he's bigger. And of course, you can see small bits of the legendary films Godzilla in him. His roar, if you could hear the roar in this trailer, very different. It's a very different Godzilla roar. Yeah, but it looks interesting. So if it pops up on Netflix in December, or maybe January in the new year, I'll have a look at it and see whether it's any use. But there you go. So if you want to watch the trailer and have the sound and everything else, obviously just look up the trailer on YouTube. The sound is a bit strange, to be honest with you, in the trailer, but you know, it's just one of them things. But anyway, there you go. Godzilla Minus One, the new Toho's Godzilla movie. Interesting. So with that, I will leave it there for this one. So cheers. Catch you in the next one.